Ladies and gentlemen, this video will be called here. The topic of this video will be, will you ever or can you get closure from a narcissist? And the answer to that is no. You can never and will never get closure from the narcissist. If the narcissist hoover you back, want to deal with you again, you will just pick up where you left off from, but not from what happened last of what caused the breakup, or usually it's not even really a healthy breakup, because the narcissists don't think normal. Relationships is the way narcissists deal and see relationships is different from a normal healthy person. The narcissists see people as objects, so they deal with you like you're an object. Like you could just stop using, like I could stop using this laptop right now and I could just shut it down and be done with it and not use it for a week, and then come back to it without any problem, without having to explain why I just cut it off, stop using it, and why I want to use it again. It's an object. It's not a human being. So therefore, me stop dealing with this whenever I want and feel like it's okay to do so, and me wanting to deal with it whenever I want to and whenever I feel like to, just picking right back up where we left off without an explanation. That's okay. That's normal, because this is not a human being. This is object, and it's not really that a relationship between a human being. So this is how narcissists see people, as objects, and so this is how they deal with people, just like you and your coffee pot. When you want to make coffee with your coffee pot, you use it. As soon as you're done making your coffee and you done pouring your coffee, drinking your coffee for the day, you shut it off, leave it alone. If you want to go back the next morning and use that coffee pot, you don't have to explain how you just stopped using it, shut it off, and walked away. That was perfectly fine. Okay. Just how you gonna wake up in the morning again and use it again. You don't have to explain, okay, yesterday I stopped dealing with you, and I cut you off, shut you down because of this or that, or today while I want to be with you, deal with you because you don't have to do that. It's an object. So this is how narcissists deal with people, because this is how they see people. And so with that being said, you won't get closure from a narcissist because they don't feel like they have to explain anything to you. And narcissists' minds are twisted, and they see things different from normal people, and how they think and how they handle relationships and deal with relationships. And another reason why narcissists don't have any morals, values, or principles at all whatsoever. Excuse me. So they don't operate like we do. And more reasons is why, because narcissists never are wrong. They don't do nothing wrong. So there's no, okay. And first of all, narcissists don't want to hear. Narcissists don't like and do not have time for you to be complaining. To them, it's like you're overwhelming. When you say, okay, we need to talk about something and deal with something before we even, go any further, that's overwhelming for a narcissist, and it's too much. The narcissists don't believe in reconciling situations and relationships the normal way, because they're not normal, and you can't get closure from them because a narcissist don't see nothing wrong with them just at the drop of a dime just leaving you and dealing with somebody else. The narcissists see things different, to whereas out of sight, out of mind. So if the narcissist is at the mall and you're not with them, and then they see somebody that they like, they might just go hook up with that person later on that night, and you'll be calling them what's going on. They just had a one-night stand with somebody. This is how narcissists think. Like, so they think it's okay. The way their minds operate is that, okay, I see something I like, I gotta have it. It's an object. I don't have to, they don't have to feel sorry or think about what they do, and they don't. So when you trying to get and I did this before, you trying to argue with a narcissist to figure out and explain to them what they did wrong and why it was wrong, they'll come back with an excuse that it will blow your mind of basically like, okay, I mean, well, that wasn't wrong because I felt like, doing that. Narcissists is all about liberty too. They like their freedom. They want to keep you on lock and they like their freedom. So you telling the narcissist that they did something wrong and they don't have their free will to do whatever they want, whenever they want to, even though they in relationship with you, they don't care about that. You're basically telling them like they don't have freedom, and narcissists do not like to not have their freedom and have people tell them what to do and what they can do and what they cannot do, and when and where and can and how they can do something. I tried it many times dealing with a narcissist to get closure. It never was no closure. They never was wrong. They'll just sit quiet she would just sit quiet on the phone and just listen to me, and then she'll turn it to the sad puppy like if like she was done wrong, or like they act like babies and kids and puppies, like they can't handle responsibility or they don't believe in responsibility, and they just act like they're just poor little puppy, and like you're a vicious, abusive owner and you're just beating on them with a newspaper. Like once you try to bring up something to them that they did wrong, or setting boundaries or making healthy boundaries, they'll just act like okay, what is wrong with you? You're abusing me, and then they'll just turn around and play the victim. You will never get closure from a narcissist. So once you break up with them, or most likely they discard you, they will come back to you once they hoover you again. Once they hoover you, they will come back to you and they will want to pick up right where they left off, like nothing ever happened. Like, okay, we was married, you just walked out and left and then had a kid with somebody else, and then you just gonna come back a year later with no contact and you just left for no reason. You walked out the door and just never came back. And they will expect you not to say anything or feel like they done anything wrong. Or you could break up and they could just say, you know what, I'm done with this, and they'll just leave, and then they'll be with somebody else, then come back. They'll be around town parading around the city with somebody else, and then they'll be done with them. Then they'll come back into your life and try to get with you, and you like, hold up, wait a minute, we need to talk about what happened. Like, you can't just come and just act like everything is cool once you just picked up and left me, and I was your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and you think that you could just come in and we don't talk about nothing, and we supposed to just hop back in the bed, everything's supposed to be cool. Like, no, like that's not happening. And so you'll try to say, okay, well, we need to talk about why did you do this? You cheated on me, or you did this, that. The narcissists don't want to talk about that because you can't get closure from them, because they don't care, first of all, about what they did to you or how you feel, and don't have empathy for anybody, and they see people as objects. They feel like you're empty and they feel like you're nothing but some plastic, whatever, and they empty inside. They have a black hole in them. So they don't even have the capacity to even consider of how you feel at all, or the responsibility. They don't have the capacity for even taking up or thinking the responsibility for them to give you closure, or explain to you where it went wrong. Because when a narcissist stop dealing with people, it's different from how normal people think and handle relationships. So the narcissist pick up and leave, or end the relationship, or do something bad to you, or start a smear campaign and devalue you and just up and leave. And they will do it for any little stupid reason. Like, it could be anything. Okay, I've been with you for 2 years and I just seen somebody else that I like, known them for a week, and this is good supply, so you're done. They better supply, so I'm gonna go deal with that. Once they done with that, they might hoover you. And it's like, okay, you see what I'm saying? While they left you, they seen somebody else. They've been with you for 2 years in a relationship or a marriage, and then they'll just go off and be with somebody else just because they look better, or they think that they're better supply. Maybe they got more money, they got more things than you, or they got a better status than you, or a better job, anything. They will leave you for anything, for unnormal reasons of how other people, normal people, operate. So getting closure for them is impossible. because they don't operate or think the same way that normal people do. Thank you for watching my video. This is part 1. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Everybody have a good day and try to stay narcissistic free.